Okay.
Holy heck. What the heck? Okay.
Noise. Choke me like you hate me, but
What the heck?
Would you love me?
Okay, you wanna hate me?
Yes!
Yes. Read. Do it, Jesus. You can do it.
You can do it, Jesus!
Motivational speeches.
Okay. A
Choking.
gentle glow from the... Oh, shut up! Shut up.
Everyone mute unless it's your
Shut
time to speak.
up.
Everyone mute unless it's your time to speak.
Shut. A gentle glow from the computer screen washes over the dark desk. Colors flickering in Colors flickering in rapid motion. The monitor... What the heck does that word do? The monitor whirs in self-defense of the glowing heat. The ceiling fan lays mockingly silent in the Why does this have weird words? In the stifling air, reclined in his seat, Dream's head is tilted back to watch the wooden slats for the slightest tremor. Betrayal. Beads of sweat collect near his hairline. He tugs absently on the sticky plastic of his headphones, where they rest around his neck. The small light on the exterior blinks green.
Green?
He hears George say faintly.
Wait, did he leave?
Sapnap asks.
It says he's on call still.
George's voice slowly grows closer. Dream begins to unattach his eyes from the fan.
Dream?
The concern in his voice makes Dream sit up. He pushes his headphones back on and wipes his face.
Yes. Sorry, hello. I zoned out for a sec.
He blinks to register what's on his screen, seeing green grass blocks and Sapnap's avatar crouching in front of him.
Did you end the stream?
He quickly tabs out just in time to see George laugh.
No, but I'm about to. Can't end it without saying goodbye. Without saying goodbye.
George says. The small, considerate act was enough to bloom a warmth in Dream's chest. He smiles.
Oh, all right. Bye, stream.
Bye.
Yells. George waves to the camera.
Bye, you guys. Thanks so much. Also, pray for Dream's air conditioning.
And my broken fan.
Dream adds.
Bye bye.
George repeats, then disappears from Dream's view. This dream has ended. A familiar feeling creeps into Dream's chest whenever that message appears post-dream, disappointment clouded with confusion. It is accompanied by trickles of regret. He frowns.
Sorry I spent so much time. Hang on, I close the tab. Okay. Sorry I spent so much of your time. Fucking hell. Sorry I spent so much of your stream complaining about the weather.
He says, clicking back to the server. Sapnap has placed an oak sign before him that reads, what the f- We Wah Dream can't take the heat. He rolls his eyes and breaks it.
It's fine, really. I just feel bad for you.
George says. His avatar bounds over and starts placing doors on the ground.
Any idea when it'll be fixed?
Soon, I hope.
Dream answers with a huff, opening and closing the doors to appease George.
I don't think I can take much more of this.
They'd been playing for the past 3 hours, meaning Dream had been accumulating enough sweat in his boxers to stick to his chair for much longer than any man should. Physical comfort was a key component for him to stay mellow, and not much could distract him from itchy tags and blistering heat. Not much, that is, besides gaming.
Seeing you was nice, though something about your cheerful face distracts me from my agony.
He confesses, words leaving his mouth before he can attempt to filter. He cringes. What was that?
Oh my god, shut up.
George says. He sounds embarrassed. Sapnap coos.
Maybe I should stream with my camera on too.
Dream laughs, running away from the two of them to ease his sudden spike in nervousness.
That would keep my attention.
Oh yeah, my streams are not interesting enough for you, Dream?
George says, flying after him.
What?
Dream says, feeling a pang of guilt.
What makes you think that? I love your streams.
George continues to act offended.
If you love them, you wouldn't zone out randomly.
Didn't mean to.
Dream whines, which only makes the other two laugh.
I just got distracted from my misery and tried to airbend a breeze in here.
Yeah, right.
Nap says.
You couldn't have been doing that for 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Dream repeats, bewildered. He didn't feel it had been that long. He was exploring the map and then clicked onto George's stream to see where he was. And of course, George was smiling and yelling, but somehow so full of energy and spirit, and the hot air started to seep into Dream's soul.
You were AFK for a while.
George says.
We were still talking to you, though, and I thought you muted yourself or something. Cat thought it was embarrassing.
Oh.
Says.
Hold on, did you mean to mute yourself?
Sapnap asks, laughing at his own insinuation.
Still too excited watching George?
Both Dream and George explode in disgusted yells. Good Lord, Sapnap.
Sapnap!
George sends a series of hits raining down onto his avatar.
You are so inappropriate off stream.
You're gross.
Dream says with a laugh, but it's feeble and half-hearted. His pulse is rapidly drumming inside his skull. He is not lost to the strange dilemma of why he faded from their call for so long to stare at his Georgeless ceiling. Why did George have anything to do with it? Envy, perhaps, of his friend's ability to be wearing a hoodie in the middle of summer. He brushed it off.
It's true, though. Wait. Not my line! Not my line.
It's true, though. George's face does get me excited.
George grins, making Sapnap and Dream laugh.
They're just trying to make me feel uncomfortable.
Flustered, you mean?
George inputs quickly.
Okay, no, I'm sick of you two.
George says, immediately exiting their server.
Consider this a rage quit.
George Not Found has left the game. Dream sends a sad face into the chat.
Georgie!
Sapnap pleads.
You did a great job today.
Dream says wholeheartedly.
Meow. Meow.
I'm going to rewatch what I missed of it later.
George laughs.
I seriously have to go. I'll talk to you soon.
He says, a small sound emitting from Discord, signifying he's left the call. The feeling returns to Dream's chest. It's... What the fuck?
Akin.
It's akin to the cold rush that follows when he removes his hands from a steaming coffee mug. Some nights after their friends have logged off for good, he'll do anything to avoid giving in and going to bed. Twitter, minigames, coding, creating playlists. His favorite nights, though, are when George wakes up early enough to keep him company. Their conversations radiate with the warmth of both the Florida night and the English sunrise. So whenever George jokingly becomes angry at him, Dream can't dispel the tiny tremor of worry that maybe he's gone too far. He doesn't like to mull over the thought of them really fighting. It would terrify him like nothing else. He knows George will call again tomorrow. With Matt, he isn't nearly as upset as he lets on. Yet he still finds himself carefully watching the dot next to George's name switch from green to a pale gray.
I think I'm gonna hop off too.
Dream says to Sapnap.
Alright, see ya.
After disconnecting, he swivels around his chair to face his bed. The dark comforter has been kicked to the floor, sheets askew. The window above his bed is shut tight to keep out the humid air and insects, but he can see the soft orange streetlights in the distance. He sighs and wishes for rain. He remembers in from the sea, splashing in gravelly puddles and letting the cool raindrops dampen his hair. That space was always euphoric, a brief temperance from the smoldering air, green palm trees swaying in the wind, the hint of thunder and lightning. But it feels so far from him now, especially in this dreadful weather. He turns off his computer and begrudgingly gets in bed. He's nearly grown accustomed to the dark when his phone vibrates. A notification lighting up the room. He squints. A text from George. I feel like this song is a good way for me to get back at you, it reads. Dream clicks on the link, opening his Spotify to a new Glass Animals song.
Heat waves.
Responds, smiling. Very funny. He'd listened to that in the morning. As he sets his phone back down, Dream finds himself warmed by the gesture, even though it was an insult on his behalf. George was a thoughtful guy. Nothing wrong with appreciating that. Not that Dream found it unnerving, and interacting with George had a direct correlation with his general contentment and moods. In fact, it wasn't worth the trials and tribulations of overthinking. Settled by his own logic, he allows his body to focus on sleep. He slips in and out of shadows, occasionally tossing and turning in irritation at the cotton sheets. The fabric clings to his dampened skin up to the moment he sluggishly kicks it away. Something clatters on the floor, but Dream rolls onto his side. Eventually, the night cools enough for him to sink deeper and deeper, until he turns his head from soft, warm pillow to a cold pile of sand. Confused, he grasps at the foundation beneath him, only for the rocky grains to slip through his fingers. He sits up rapidly, glancing at the beach, now surrounding him. Although the image is narrow, he can tell there is a murky purple lagoon lapping a few feet before him. The moon ripples across its ominous surface. The night is quiet, a taunting breeze brushing the back of his neck and bringing chills down his spine. He looks down at his hands, seeing his bright sleeves pushed halfway up his forearms, bright green. A sinking feeling begins to rot in his stomach as the familiarity sets in. He's been here before. He shifts his head cautiously, realizing where the shadows at the edge of his vision are coming from, and raises a hand to gently graze the ceramic covering his face. He doesn't need a mirror to know what the mask looks like. He pulls up his hood, tensing, as he anticipates the next subject he'll recognize. At any moment, behind his right shoulder, a voice will call from the edge of the trees that'll say,
Dream?
He freezes. That's not right. It wasn't supposed to be.
George?
He asks quietly, turning around with caution. George stands a few feet behind him, goggles perched atop his head, and an axe in his hand. He's looking around their location, dazed. The starry sky reflects itself on his lenses. He walks across the sand towards Dream slowly.
Where are we?
George, nope, not George. Dream considers, curling in on himself, but can't help from finding the comfort of honesty.
My head, I guess.
He Knows from experience that this place values integrity more than anything. Facing it head on, so to speak. He just doesn't know why he'd let George in here. It isn't safe.
It's pretty.
George says, "Oh, hey. Hold on. I gotta go. I'll be right back."
I'll take over narrating. It's pretty, George says, sitting on the sand next to him. Dream's heart aches faintly at his remark. Once he thought it was pretty, too. He couldn't find the words to tell George that after many years of frantically slipping on the sand, coughing up lungfuls of the dark water, and running from the woods, it had become a thing of nightmares. He stares at George. Could he feel the memories here? So is this? George gestures around with his accent vaguely. Florida? Dream cracks a smile.
Yeah, you finally made it.
He teases softly. George's grin is bright enough to make him look away.
It's a lagoon I used to come to as a kid.
Do you see those? George points at the water. Dream turns his head to small glowing blobs appear near the shore. Their light blue color is stark against the darkness as they float idly.
They're moon jellies.
Dream says in disbelief he'd never seen them before. Dream hums in approval. Dream looks at him again, grateful for his mask covering his own features. Pale moonlight makes George's skin glow a soft porcelain, pink lips pressed together, and a delicate brush stroke. The world bubbles up from the deep and Dream's chest, wilding into his bloodstream and landing gracefully on his head. Beautiful. He wants to.
Murder.
Okay, good. Anyways. Happy, you should charge your phone then.
Hey kids, charge your dang phone. I'm being a hypocrite.
We're at Dream feels his face grow hot. That is sad.
Knock it off. This is serious.
George looks at him earnestly. Being serious. Now that his arm is draped protectively over George's small frame, Dream becomes extremely aware of how close they are. He can sense George's body heat, watch his chest rise and fall. He can see goosebumps on his neck. Dream's heart begins to pound. For how long had he wanted to meet him? To hear his voice in person, the fear inside him slowly begins to ebb away into fondness. The moon jellies rapidly multiply into the lagoon is dappled blue and gleaming. George grins. I told you it's pretty.
Because of you.
Dream says warmly, even though George rolls his eyes. He means it. They laugh lightly at each other, sparks blooming as the moment passes. George lets go of his axe and raises his hand to reach for the ceramic mask. Dream freezes as his eyes follow the motion. His hood falls when George runs his fingers gently through his hair. He can't remember last time he let someone do this. It feels intimate. It feels terrifying. He shut his eyes when George finds the metal collapse on the back of his head. He inhales, and then he feels the weight of the mask drop from his face. The breeze is cold on his cheeks, and he can smell the salt water nearby. He opens his eyes and sees twice as many stars as usual.
How did you do that? I've never.
He looks at George, who is smiling softly. I know, honestly, it's important to you. George says coldly. His hand moves to gently touch Dream's cheekbone. Dream reaches and delicately takes George's hand in his. He feels alive. He leans closer, studying George's eyes until he slips down further to his soft lips. His breath is trembling. Smile. Smile. Read the GaE. Smile. Read the GaE. Smile. 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 You don't need to breathe. Breathing is for losers. Little. I can do a dream wheeze. I can do one. Read it now. Read it now. Smile. Read the GaE. Read it. Read it.
And if I kissed you right now?
He murmurs, heart racing.
How honest would that be?
My echo is talking. Hold on. I swear to God, I'm going to beat you. Alright. George does not say, I swear to God, I'm going to beat you. Okay, George's eyes grow wide. Well, Dream, he stammers, giving Dream exactly what he needed. Their movements happen nearly all at once. The inclining of George's jaw and the side of Dream's hand unto his hair, the connection of their lips, the kiss of withdrawal emotion, and gentle. Hot embers rise from Dream's chest to heat his face. George's lips surreal against his own as they override his senses. His hand rises to softly cup George's jaw. Dream pulls his face closer, breath hot, heart stuttering. His nervous energy quickly ebbs into a strong hearth of longing, he want at and he want as he kisses George again and again and again. George emits a soft noise and Dream melts. He can feel George's hand in his hair, then on his neck, then on his chest. Dream pulls away for a moment. His chest rises and falls rapidly as he looks at George's flushed cheeks and mouth red. Because of him, a low feeling stirs in his stomach. the best flickering of the dangerously hot flame. All of it, all of George, just for him. Dream parts his lips to say something, anything, and promptly wakes up. No! My laptop is not allowed to die right now.
How
God,
dare it be a dream?
No, it's about to die. I swear to God, I'm in the middle of reading a fan fiction. I don't want it to die. Can swing it. Stupid laptop, stupid. I will beat it to death.
Lol, so sad.
Anyways. I thought I accidentally closed the chapter. The grip Dream has locked into his dirty blonde hair was fabricate enough to rip out the roots. Sweat stains drench his collar and lower back.
Barbaric, you dumbass.
Shut up! Shut up, Samia.
You shut up.
You shut up! King bottom.
I swear to God.
I will drive to your house with a knife and stab you to death. I swear to God. Does that mean that's fine? Because I will do it right now.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm
Bring
not.
it.
Shut
Bring
up.
it on.
Shut up.
Bring it on.
Shut up. You're so gay.
Says you.
You're gayer. Gay.
Hey, keep reading, dumbass.
No, gay ass. Gay ass.
Shit.
Gay ass.
Read.
Gay.
Read.
Make me.
Ow.
Nerd. Get fucked, nerd. Get fucked, Samuel. Get fucked, nerd. Okay, fine. Fine, Samuel, you piss baby. The dirty blonde hair is barbaric, whatever word that is, enough to rip out the roots. Sweat stains drench his collar and lower back, turning his gray shirt a dark black. His chest heaves uneasy. The harsh morning light tears through the blinds with the promise of returning the temperature of yesterday. Sitting up in bed, elbows on his knees, he stares hollow-eyed at the opposite wall. What the fuck was that dream? He isn't sure how long he's been fed petrified? No, not petrified. Purchified. There we go. Purchified. Into this state. The thought of George's lips and his smile and the sounds overwhelming on loop. That's kind of gay. That's kind of gay, Dream. That's kind of gay. The thought of George's lips and his smile and the sounds overwhelming on loop. It's kind of gay, Dream. I don't know, kind of gay. overwhelming on loop. The fury of panic and confusion flashed behind his eyes nearly all at once. What was George doing in his nightmare? Why did it make him feel so safe and warm and wanted? Why, good God, did he kiss him? He can feel the liberation still coursing through his blood, heart pounding, skin tingling. Where George's hands had been, the heart trickles down his back. He hadn't experienced a kiss of that caliber in a very long time. To be touched and kissed, to feel the deep embrace of lust that leaves a firm over afterthought in his boxers. Dream. Undermines the euphoria he erotic fantasy with his subconscious projection of his best friend is a crossing line. Smeal, oh my God, he join.
Mealy went poof.
Guess I will read Dream for now as well. Anyways. He slowly lets go of his taut hair. The glaring sunset lays slices of heat across his shoulders, and he can hear faint chirps of birds outside his window. A small nest had been forming for the past week in the nearby rain gutter. He caught glimpses of them before, blue-feathered and spiry creatures. Sapnap had teased him when he learned Dreams spent several hours researching their species, the purple martin. Normally the bird started fussing early in the morning. He